So you've got a new remote site management project, but how do you get started? I'm going to show you the top 3 best practices that you can use. Hi, this is Andrew from DPS and welcome back. Remote site management can feel like a fairly intimidating topic, especially if it's not the only aspect of your job. It's probably not something you have to do all the time. So if you've never worked with it before, it can seem a little bit complicated and scary, but truthfully, it's quite simple when you start breaking it down. And what I want to do now is give you a nice solid foundation that you can start building on as you plan out your project and figure out what all your options are. So let's start now by looking at the first of our important remote site management best practices, considering the impact of multiple protocols. Let's start off first with a quick definition. A protocol is really nothing more than a language that 2 computing devices use to talk to each other. And in a remote site management context, that usually means that you have boxes out at each remote site called RTUs, and those are going to collect various data from sensors and being connected to other equipment. And they need to send a message up to a central master station that's going to collect all that data and put it in some kind of an intelligible report or screen for you or send alerts to people. So the protocol we're talking about here is RTUs talking to a master station with a protocol in between them. It's highly unlikely that you have any one protocol. You're not just going to be able to say, we're going to have an SNMP manager. It's going to collect SNMP messages and we're done. You may also have DNP3 or Modbus or dozens of other protocols or possibilities. And you probably have a few, maybe 3 or 4 that are going on at your various remote sites. So if you want to collect everything, you need to think about all those protocols. It's really important that you collect everything and have it up on one screen, or you can have your central alarm master server sending out messages as emails, as text messages. You need to have that complete picture. You never want to have one master station for 40% of the remote sites, and there's some other equipment out at some of the other ones, and that's going to be Modbus, and you have your head on a swivel, you're looking around, people get confused, it's hard to train, a lot of problems. You want to bring that all into one master station. So that's absolutely critical. Don't think that you need to have a different system for each protocol. You can have a single multi-protocol master station. Now let's take a look at our second important best practice for remote site management, choosing quality over price. If you're like most people, spending money on remote site management equipment can feel a bit like buying car insurance. You go month after month after month without any kind of an incident, yet you're paying these bills over and over and over again. Why am I doing this? What's the purpose of this? What's the value? But of course, if you do have that major accident and now there's a huge expense, boy are you glad that you invested in that insurance ahead of time. And remote site management really is no different. It can be viewed by various people in your organization as just a wasteful expense. Why do we need this? The system works fine without it. We haven't had an incident in years. Why do you want to spend money on this? But never underestimate what a major incident is going to cost your organization. There's equipment damage. There's embarrassment in front of your customers. There's lost revenue if they leave for a competitor. You can have government fines, bad press, all kinds of problems that quickly add up. If you're a big organization, you could be talking about hundreds of thousands or $1 million from a significant incident. And even a smaller company at just one remote site, you might have $100,000 or more worth of equipment in that site. In fact, you probably do. So think about what a small incident like overheating, if it led to something like a fire and you had major equipment damage, what kind of an expense that represents. So when you're looking at RTUs that could be $500, $1,000, maybe $2,000, $3,000, that is a relatively inconsequential spread. You got to go for quality. Obviously, don't throw your money away. You want to take a look at your options and don't spend more than you need to, but really focus on quality most of all. So now let's take a look at our third and final best practice for remote site management, ease of use. If there's any one thing that people tend to overlook when it comes to purchasing remote site management, it's probably ease of use. Because there's no specification for how easy something is to use. It's not like capacity or processor clock. It's not like something you can just slap on the side of the box. It's really more about that overall experience, how clear this thing is, how easy it is to train people. I could almost guarantee if you're the one doing this research, you probably are going to be involved in the setup of the device. So you really need to think about, when you sit down and you power that thing up for the first time, are the menus going to be clear? Is it going to be obvious to me how I need to add a new device? Is it going to require a lot of clunky manual operation, or is it automated as much as it can be? And then when it comes time to start training new people, anybody you bring on board later, is it going to be easy to train them? So ease of use pays off immediately when you first get a piece of remote site management equipment, and then continuously as you keep training people. Because if it's hard to use, it's hard to use and it's very, very frustrating. So be sure to think about that as you're planning your remote site management purchasing. Since you're working on a remote site management project, I've got a gift for you that I think you'll find useful. This is our remote site survey document. It's a tool that you can use to just walk through a series of simple questions and say to yourself, is this something I want to monitor? How about this? Oh, here's something else I should consider. And as you fill it out, you'll really start to develop a plan and understand the full scope of what you're trying to accomplish. You can download your own free copy of that document using the link below, and I encourage you to do so. It's been very useful for a lot of our clients. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you can see more videos like this one. Until next time, I wish you excellent network reliability.